Good morning, and welcome to Swahili Sunday. I am glad to be here, and if you're listening after the fact, thank you so much for listening. Appreciate your following and support. So much going on and getting ready to prep for the trip to Kenya, and it's less than 3 months. I always like to look on because I have my flight booked, and if I look in the app for my flight, it says 80 days till check-in. So 80 days till check-in. Got a lot to do in 80 days. Doing a major fundraiser, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Getting ready to go to Kenya requires a lot of preparation because of the things we're planning on doing and uh, the plans that we have and the things that we need to get in place for me to go. I'm going for about 2.5 weeks, and I'm really excited to get to go. I miss the ladies and I miss Layla, our director. She's awesome. I miss her family and I miss my family there. The ladies have become my family, and I'm hoping this time it depends. I'm hoping, not sure if I'm going to get to, but we want to visit the the person who makes the soapstone in the Kisi region. It's not necessarily as safe to go there, so we're playing that one by ear to see how that goes. But what I wanted to share before I do that, you've probably seen I've been sharing some things from Pastor Gennady in Ukraine, and Pastor Gennady is someone I met on a trip to Kenya with Pastor Steve, who I originally went to Kenya with. If you know the story, I went to Kenya with Pastor Steve, and Gennady would come on the trips from Ukraine. And Steve had spent a year in Ukraine and got to know the people of Ukraine. So I'm sharing his message of what's going on there. They are also doing a fundraiser. He's helping with a lot of getting women and kids out and a lot of orphan kids. He has a ministry center there in Mariupol, and could use your continued prayers. And if you can support financially, there's a link on his message where you can go to support, and they can get the funds because they need help. I've heard that the electricity or the power's out, and it's hard to move around the cities and things like that. So, continued support and prayers for the people of Ukraine. I'm praying that this evil is shut down and that the attacks stop on the people of Ukraine. I've met some amazing people from Ukraine, and my heart and prayers are with them. But I'll keep sharing on my personal Facebook page messages from Pastor Gennady so you can get an update as to really what's going on there. They have periodic prayer calls. I wasn't able to be on the one this last Friday because I was doing an event, and but I am still morning and night. They're in my prayers, and if you are the praying type, please pray for the protection and the destruction of this evil attack that's going on. And you can, I'll keep sharing the messages to my first personal Facebook, or you can go to Gennady's English page and get his. You can click on it from my personal profile and get his updates to see what's going on there on the ground. I have some other friends on Facebook that are also sharing videos and updated information, so you can kind of get it from the source versus from the media. Anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit about that, and I'm grateful today that I'm living in a safe place, but the way the world's going, you don't know when that might change. So having gratitude is not some buzzword thing that we just talk about. Oh, what's your gratitude list? But really being grateful. I'm grateful that the sun is out today, and I'm grateful that today I get to go to the Lab Anti-Mall. So if you're in the Costa Mesa area, stop by the Lab Anti-Mall from noon to 4 p.m. I will be there with exhibiting baskets and beads. It's their monthly Sunday where they have handmade products from different people think we have 12 or 13 vendors going to be there today. It's a really nice place. It's in out in the open. It's very light and fun. They have a couple of coffee shops there. They have some restaurants there. There's a Buffalo Exchange there, which I am actually somebody had donated some clothing to me that was supposed to be for children, but it's mostly adult things. So I've been taking things there. Excuse me. I've been taking things there and using and getting some funds for the clothing and using that as additional fundraiser for the fundraiser at, for the trip to Kenya. So if you that's something that you might be able to do. Maybe you have a few things that you don't need anymore, some really nice clothes that you could go over to Buffalo Exchange. There's one in they're all over the country, but in Southern California, there's one in Costa Mesa. I think there's one in Fullerton. There's one in Santa Monica, and some, I think another place around LA that you can just go and take your clothes that you don't that you don't need anymore, and they might buy them from you. They pay 25% of what they would sell it for, and then you could use that as a donation, as a way to raise funds. This is the fundraiser for the trip to Kenya, givesendgo.com/G2JEE. And that if you go there, you can see all the things we're planning on doing. A mobile medical clinic. We're going to have a community building conference with our ladies and the ladies of another location up in Mount Elgon. We're also going to take supplies, food, and things like that. And then we're going to cover some costs for some school fees and other medical care. And the big thing that we want to do is take our ladies on a retreat. And why do we want to take our ladies on a retreat? We want to take our ladies on a retreat because we're also going to work and find where we go uh, to have another community building group. And why are we doing community building? And what do I mean by community building? So when our ladies first started working together, they had a hard time trusting each other. They couldn't kind of sit in a room together. They'd never really gathered. We take it for granted here in the US, especially women. I was at the SCORE Orange County Women in Business event and set up a booth there and connecting with other women business owners. That's not something that's common to these ladies. These ladies don't get the opportunity. They don't really have anywhere to gather, and they didn't really know how to trust each other. So they've learned through building their faith and supporting each other and how to basically have each other's backs, how to build a strong community that is looked up to in the rest of their community where they live. And it's attracted more and more women to be able to one connect together but also have the skill of bead making. So we want to help other groups of women in other parts of Kenya to do the same thing because all life comes from us as women. We give life, we are very nurturing. And if women can pull together in community and trust each other and connect with each other and build each other up, that will help the whole community as a whole, but also teaching them how to use their skills to become entrepreneurs, whether it's through bead making or maybe it's planting and running a farm. One of our ladies is so good at managing growing things and she raises chickens. So she could help those women learn how to do that so they could have a way to earn income and have maybe multiple streams of income. One of the things we want to do in the future is get some land so they can actually start growing things themselves and feeding themselves and have a co-op. So this is all part of the community building, teaching other groups how to come together in community and support and lift each other up, which overall will spread outwards within the community and be a positive thing that will inspire even more women to come and perhaps turn their situation around where they can all earn income and trust each other, have each other's backs, get out of poverty, and go forward and have a better life and be able to send their kids to school. So this is kind of a grassroots. We're starting this. We've talked about this, Layla and I, that we've wanted to do this, and now this is what this fundraiser is for. So if you go here to this Give, Send, Go, you will see everything that we have to do. And if you want to specifically say, oh, I want to donate for this, then your funds can go specifically for that. Otherwise, we're just going to use it to do all the things that we want to do. We've raised $1,250 so far, and then I have some other like cash donations that I have not included. I have to figure out how to include that on the Give, Send, Go, but we're working through and, believing in faith and trusting that God's going to grant this because He put this amount on my heart, and I don't think that I would be given this much money to raise for this particular purpose if it wasn't going to come to fruition. So any help, $20, $5 will buy medicine for 1 kid. So if you want to just donate $5, if $100, $1,000, any amount that you can donate would be appreciated. So here's a link at the Give, Send, Go link. Okay, so I want to teach a couple of phrases in Swahili today. Actually, I should probably create a banner for this. And Swahili is basically the official language in Kenya, along with English. And then a lot of tribes have their own language. Like our ladies are from the Turkana tribe, and they speak Turkana. I haven't even branched out to attempt to speak that. But the different tribes have their own language, but Swahili is the main language that they speak. And I have some phrases. I have my little book here that I write phrases in and attempt to say them so I can understand. Uh, but when you greet somebody, you say habari yaku. It's habari is the way it's spelled. Habari yako habari yako. So I'm going to add this one in here. So habari yako means basically what's your news? How are you? What's going on? And the response to that, so you would ask, habari yako, and it's like, hey, what's going on? How's your news? A lot of people just say habari, and then the response is the official, like the official response, because there's slang, but then this is official Swahili. Oops, I should have had this typed out before. So then so habari yako is what's your news? How you doing? What's going on? And Nzuri Sana is I'm doing very fine, very well. So most people just say Habari and then Nzuri. So it's NZ is like nz, and it takes a minute to learn how to do those pronunciations. I actually still have some Swahili words in here. One of my favorite ones is faith, which is imani. Imani means faith. And let's see. Imani means faith. Furaha means happy. Furaha. I think there's another way to say I'm I'm happy to see you or something. I have that somewhere. But Faraha is happy. Grateful is kushukuru. Grateful. These are all words that I've shared for the Swahili word of the week. Haven't been doing that lately, but I'm just going through some of the things that I've shared. And when I talked about goal setting, Lengo is a goal, meaning something to go for. So furaha is fun. It's fun and happy. It's kind of the same thing. And then mbwa, mbwa, I think that's the way you pronounce it, is dog. And I have my little doggy Indigo, which today she's going to go to doggy daycare while I go do the event. Again, if you are local to Costa Mesa area, stop on by the Lab Anti Mall and come say hey to the Baskets and Beads booth over there. I'll be over there and from noon to 4. Would love to see you. Stop by, grab a coffee, sit down for a minute, say, hey, what's going on? Say habari yako. Yeah, when you come up, you could say habari yako, like, what's your news? And I'll say, nzuri sana, like, I'm fine. What's your news? Or how you doing? I'm doing fine. Uh, and those are a few phrases in Swahili. It's a different kind of language, and it's a challenge, they say, to learn languages when you are older, but I'm not. I'm going to say that that's a myth, and I'm just going to learn it. There's one guy I've seen on YouTube. He has videos where he's learning all these languages, like all these different all these different dialects of Chinese and other languages that he's learning, and he's just, like, picking it up, but, I think you can learn anything that you focus on. There's a phrase that says, "What you focus on expands." So if you focus on learning something, your learning of that is going to expand. If you focus on the negative, that's going to expand too. So you have your focus. It's what I focus on expands. I'm going to put that down because that's something that we don't think a lot about. What I focus on expands. So my word for the year is abundance. And but I caveated that with positive abundance because I don't want you can have abundance as negative as well. And I did not want to attract negative abundance, so I made sure I said I want positive abundance this year, positive in the affirmative, good, positive abundance, not negative abundance. But what you focus on expands is a something that you have to think about. Where are your thoughts going? Are you negative thoughts? So if you focus on negativity, you're going to get more negativity. If you focus on positive things, you're going to get more positive things. I often see, like, if I'm looking around at videos, and I like to check out and watch. I like to watch videos of van rebuilds because I'd love to tour around in a van, like one of those converted vans or something, and there's so many different ones. I mean, they have some are just the van, or it's a big some people are doing box trucks. It's just amazing to me what people can do with a little space like that, and so I like to look at those kind of videos. But you see all over YouTube or all over social media negative videos where maybe somebody's going off on somebody or whatever the negative videos are. There's a lot of those around, and you can get sucked into that stuff too. And when you focus on that, that kind of stuff expands. And I don't know about you, but when I watch videos that have a lot of negativity in them, or see that people yelling, people disparaging or whatever, I feel it in my spirit. I just don't it just doesn't feel very good. So I work on not focusing on that so I have less of that in my life. It can actually mess with your health, not only your mental well-being, but also your physical health. Think about the experiment with the water where the water was one glass of water or whatever it was yelled at with nasty stuff, and the other one was spoken to with positive uplifting things, and how the molecules in the water changed based on the effect of that. So that happens to your body too. You need to have positive things coming in and versus negative things. They, everybody always focuses on the negative anymore because we're bombarded with negativity. So just keep that in mind. What you focus on expands. All right, that's about all I had for today. I need to get ready to go and head on over there. My vehicle's already packed up. I'm going to be doing a little video, probably video series on what it takes to do a pop-up event. My goal this year is to do less of those and have more online and wholesale sales. I'm working on that. But in the meantime, I have to do these pop-ups so I can get some extra income while I'm growing the online sales. My Facebook ads account got hacked at the end of the year last year, and I haven't really completely recovered from that, which is I got my account back. I think I shared about that in a early year Swahili Sunday. I got the account back, I got the Facebook page back. they charged $600 to my ad account spend, and yeah, it was interesting. No telling how they got me, but, it's messed some things up. It's taken to where I can't my Instagram store has been removed. I've been banned from Instagram, and I'm sure it's because of that on having a store, and I've submitted an appeal, but that stuff just never comes to fruition very quick. So I'm working on that, but there's only so much I can do. So I do the important stuff, and I do have some help, but there's just so much, and sometimes I can't get to it all. But anyway, I am grateful today to have the opportunity. I'm hoping it's going to warm up today, actually. What is the temperature right now? And I know anybody who's in the oh, it's only going to be 63 today. Anybody who's in another part of the country says, what? That we'd love it to be 63. Right now it's 55. That's almost parka weather here in California. I don't realize how cold I get because I'm so used to the warm weather here. And I guess your blood just thins out and you're just not used to handling the cold weather. So I'm going to have my socks on and my jacket, and I'll be staying warm. So I hope you are too, and I hope you're living in comfort, and think about those people who are not. Don't take for granted the things that you have. Keep the people of Ukraine in prayer. Keep the ladies in Kenya in prayer. Pray for the fundraiser. And again, if you have not donated yet, we appreciate your donation. I'm going to start reaching out to people and asking people to donate $20. Now, usually what happens is people can donate less, more, or $20. So I'm just going to leave it to the person to decide, to be led to whatever they want to donate. And I appreciate any support you can give. It will help so many people in Kenya to have medical care, or some training, or a wonderful experience, or some school fees, or food packs, or whatever we can provide. It'll all be used for the work in Kenya. My trip is not funded by this. I'm funding this out of my own salary. So I've paid for my airfare, and out of my salary, I'll probably cover the cost of my lodging out of the business expenses, but if not, I'll cover it out of my salary. So none of the funds for that right now are going to be used to cover my travel costs. I'm covering that out of my own salary, so I can use these funds for the things we have intended. So I appreciate your support. I thank you so much for keeping connected. And if you have a Rotary or a women's group or a networking group, I would love to come and speak. And when I say come and speak, if you're local, I can come and speak. If you're meeting in person, I'm happy to also speak on Zoom and share the information on Zoom about what we're doing in Kenya and how your group or organization can support. If you have a church group, bring me in. I'm happy to come and share uh, what basically what God's doing in Kenya and what He's called me to do, and how you can be a blessing to the people of Kenya. So have a great day, everybody. Again, if you are at the local area, Southern California, stop by the lab, anti mall, noon to 4. Love to see you. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Nakupenda.